Thank you so much for being back with us on another episode of the Virtual GM podcast. You know that we love to travel. If you're going to be in hospitality, I think you have to experience it. And just last week, Megan and I had the opportunity to take our family to the Hilton Waterfront in Huntington Beach to celebrate the 4th of July. Lots of great takeaways. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. And most importantly, go down to the show notes, check the booking engine because you're going to want to go stay at this property.
All right. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 10 of the Virtual GM. You've got me, Megan, here, and Cody.
Cody here.
Yep. If you've listened before, you know I hate starting the episode. Cody makes me do it more than I like. But here we are.
Eventually, you'll be good at it.
Yeah. One can hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next?
So today, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about our recent stay at the Waterfront by Hilton.
And
in
maybe
Huntington
before
Beach.
that, in typical Virtual GM fashion, we'll do a segue.
Oh, that's good. See, that's why you should do it.
No, you can drive the bus.
Yeah, I can drive for sure.
Take it over.
Okay. I guess I will be starting. And I'm going to start with my personal. And that would be, we spent 4th of July in California. And we stayed at the Waterfront by Hilton at Huntington Beach. So we got to see the fireworks on the beach, which was spectacular. It was probably the best fireworks show I've ever seen, which is great. And then for business, as you know, we wear many hats in the business, and one of them is finances. And I feel like Cody and I have really gotten into a really good groove with updating the finances. So I've gotten it down where, it's only maybe like 1 hour of my day doing that.
Well, and on that particular trip, we left on July 3rd and all the end of month finances done for all of our clients before we left.
That's true. We got it all done on the 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did finish one on the second.
Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So my business best, this is just like the life of an entrepreneur. So there's advantages and disadvantages to everything in life. And on the way to California, I was working in the passenger seat for not half the drive, maybe more than half actually, which obviously would be nice to not have to do that, but also how amazing that technology affords us the opportunity that I can be taking conference calls while driving down the freeway. And I was updating finances and doing all of the reports. And so it was this really cool moment of like, obviously it sucks a little bit that I have to do this right now, but also how cool that because we're entrepreneurs, like I can just work in the car with my family on the way to this epic vacation,
Yeah.
And so that was just a really cool moment. And then we really had the best 4th of July of all time. So we got to the Hilton Waterfront, which is in Huntington Beach, on July 3rd at like 11 o'clock in the morning because we left Vegas so early.
Yeah, we made really good time.
Yeah. And so we were having lunch and we knew we were going to Disneyland the next day for Cash's birthday. And I was like, man, it'd be nice if we just went to Anaheim tonight.
Also, though, let's note the weather. It was cloudy and cold.
Yeah.
And we were like shivering at lunch, which is so weird.
Yeah, we live
July.
in the desert, and so we're used to like 110. We get there, it was like, what, 68 when we pulled in?
I was not swimming. I was not changing into a swimsuit. I wanted a sweater and sweatpants.
Yeah, not a chance. And so we're sitting there eating lunch, and it's cold, and there's no future of beach or pool in sight. So I'm like, what if we just went to Anaheim today? And so we found the Suncoast Inn, which is a tapestry just like 4 minutes outside of Anaheim. Awesome property that's got this really cool family suite that had like a king bed and then like a day bed that had a pop out. So each of the kids had their own beds and a living room area with a beanbag chair, good pool, great little spot outside of Disneyland if you're interested. And then so we got to go to Anaheim or downtown Disney that night, let the kids do all their souvenir shopping, get all their stuff for the next day. And then we spent 4th of July in Disneyland, which could have been terrible. Ended up being the most magical, best day ever. When we got the very first ride we did was Indiana Jones. And when we got off of it, the park was like empty.
Yeah, there was nobody there.
I've never seen Disneyland
weird.
less busy in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like it was like, what is this? And so we were able
Magic.
to do the treehouse, and then we walked on to Pirates of the Caribbean, literally walked in, got on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
No wait. And so the whole day, utilizing the Genie as well, but our average wait time was less than 10 minutes the entire day. We were there for 10 hours. We got in every ride that we wanted, made the drive back to Huntington just in time to walk to the beach. And the Hilton Waterfront, we'll get into the good, bad, and the ugly of the Hilton Waterfront. but they provided beach chairs. So we were able to just carry those down to the beach, set up. It was the most beautiful sunset ever.
Yes.
I mean, it was like God painted the sky for us in a way that I've never seen. It was so, like, you could just feel it. It was special.
Yeah.
And then the whole beach, the beach is, well, you click on the beach picture, Mallory, so you can kind of see here, the beach is massive. It is like
big.
400 yards from like where the beach wall starts to the ocean. Whole thing was covered with people, different parties, with music going. They're all doing their individual fireworks. So there's literally everywhere you look, left and right, all down the coast, fireworks. And then there's a pier that was, I don't know, half a mile down the beach. And they put off the best fireworks show I've ever seen. And what was amazing is as we were driving in back from Disney, people were parking on the side of the road.
Like a mile and a half up.
Further.
Yeah.
3-4 miles from the beach. People were already parking and walking. And so to be able to stay, as you can see in this picture here, at the Hilton Waterfront, all we had to do was walk across the street. And then we set up our beach chairs right behind that little block wall. It was absolutely perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better 4th of July. Best 4th of July I've ever had.
Same.
And my daughter, who's 10, said the next day it was the best day of my life.
Yeah.
So anytime that your kid says that, you're doing something right. We are big proponents on the show about if you're going to be in hospitality, you got to get out and travel.
100%.
And so, we have this summer, we did, what was the first one?
The Biltmore.
Oh, we did the Biltmore. I don't even know if we even talked about that.
No, we haven't yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we went to the Biltmore in Scottsdale. Such a good property. Then we went and did the Hilton Waterfront. We're leaving on Tuesday to go to northern Idaho and stay on the lake. And then we are going to Portland. We're going to stay in 2 different Curios, the Porter and the Benson, I think, and go to Mount Hood. So I'm really excited for that. But I thought, what a great opportunity to talk about the Hilton Waterfront. It is a flagged property, obviously, but they operate a little bit independent. They do some really cool things that you wouldn't expect a flagged property to do. So I think it would be great to just kind of run through our stay and talk about what we thought they did really good, what the things they could do better, what things we'd incorporate in our own property. So if we were to start with you, Meg, what would you say? What was one of the things that stood out to you, good, bad, or indifferent?
Ooh, I loved that being so close to the beach, right? We were thinking about packing chairs, but we didn't want to drive those all the way there. So the fact that they provide you a wagon.
So smart.
Which is so cool. And chairs, beach towels, they have boogie boards. So we didn't have to bring anything. And as long as you get there before other people, right? Because it's first come, first serve. But Cash and I just went down that morning, got the wagon, rolled it up to the room until we were ready to go. I love that they just provided that really.
Oh, that was a game changer. Because if we would have just went to the beach with like towels,
that'd have been awful.
Wouldn't have stayed
and we
there.
got an umbrella too.
Yeah,
so.
we wouldn't have stayed there the time they did. But we got 4 chairs, all of our towels, an umbrella, the wagon, which you see how long the beach is.
Yeah,
it's a lot to carry. Pushing the wagon was not easy.
Oh, also, yeah, wagon and sand. Terrible.
I think it would have actually been easier had we just both picked it up and carried it.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just think you should use the wheels. That was a very cool feature that they offered that.
Yeah.
And even same for the 4th of July. The fact that we were able to get there and just get chairs and be able to walk over.
Yeah.
That was just amazing. So the first experience was arriving. And I don't even know if they have self-parking or if it's only valet.
Yeah, I don't know where the self-parking would be.
Yeah, so I don't even know. So I may be wrong and they may have self-parking, but we opted to valet. And it was chaos when we got there.
It was chaos.
So we got there early, right? So
we got there at the worst time because it was checkout time.
Right. So that's a little bit on us. Obviously, like we were those annoying people who showed up at 11 o'clock to get their
room. Is our room ready?
Yeah, that's our bad. But so we get there and it is just like chaos because people are checking out. They're getting their valets. There's luggage. We pull in and like I want to just have them take our luggage because we had a bunch. It was a 4 or 5 day trip and we got the car there. No one's even moving the car. Like no one's helping the car. We asked if we wanted help with the luggage. We said yes. So I took everything out and just like had it behind the car. And then more cars are trying to come in. Megan's like moving the car forward. Then we move the luggage. Just like, let's just get it out of the way. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll check in. And I had requested like a 1-bedroom online. Get there. They didn't even have it available.
Yeah, I didn't like that they even had that as an option though. Like I feel like that shouldn't even be an option if you can't actually get an upgrade.
Well, yeah, I put my card in and everything. And like, granted, I didn't get charged for it, but it's like in that moment I came home and I was like, oh, great news. I got the upgrade. Like, cause we had used our Hilton AMX free nights for this stay. If you're a Hilton fan, you don't have the Amex Aspire card, go pick it up because it's freaking
Worth
awesome.
it, yeah.
So the whole trip, we used just our free nights. That's why we didn't feel bad going to Anaheim for that night. But so I thought I got the upgrade, ended up not getting it. Luckily, their 2 queen rooms are actually awesome.
Super spacious.
Plenty of room. All of us were able to unpack. There was place to put the luggage that was out of the way. You had a sitting area. You had the balcony. For being a 2 queen room, it was actually pretty great.
Yeah, I agree.
But disappointing arrival experience because the valet was crazy. Ended up no one even helped us with our luggage, so we just did it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then found out we didn't get the upgrade, so it was already like a little bit rocky.
We were a little salty.
And we'd just driven, But then we go to lunch, and they had just redone their restaurant, so it's Cabo Wabo now, so Sammy Hagar's thing. And we had gone during COVID, and it was awesome, and we loved it. And I remember the food being really good. The food was
okay.
Wasn't great.
And they just barely opened those, so I'll give them some
credit
grace.
to them. I'm sure that they'll get it dialed in. It was beautiful. You could eat outside. The dining area is nice. The bar was awesome.
But what was weird though is like the poolside food was delicious.
That's true.
It was
and actually my burrito
restaurant.
was actually excellent.
Yeah.
So that was okay. So then we left, went to Anaheim. I would say the other thing that they did that was so good is the ones they have so many on property things. So they have a coffee shop, which the coffee was really good and like
good.
quick bites to eat. They've got their like family-ish restaurant. They have a nice restaurant called Henry's. They've got 2 different pools. So one that's like a little bit more like relaxing, hanging out.
Yeah.
And then a water slide pool. And then that one has a bar. And the bar staff was
epic. Yeah.
unbelievable. What was his name, Gino?
Gonzo,
our bartender, was amazing. We ended up having a little bit too much fun at the bar one day with all the people that were there.
How can you not when the sun's
But they're
out?
showing it here. So you've got the 2 water slides. That's the nicer pool. So that's like the, I'm going to hang out pool. And what's so cool is that when I was in the pool, I would go to the edge. And so it's all glass right there. And so you're just looking out at the ocean. Great wait staff. Like Megan said, good food. They were grilling hot dogs and burgers. They had a DJ both of the days.
Yes.
So it's like it was a very lively
very fun environment.
atmosphere. And then I think that covers like the majority of the stay, the things they did good, the things that there were opportunities. The rooms were always clean. They did the whole property was clean.
Yeah,
Even though it was an
really
older
clean.
property, it was very well taken care of.
Well, sometimes like when you're close to the ocean, they can kind of have
Stinks.
that weird mildewy smell.
Like an old YMCA.
Yeah. But that didn't exist there. Yeah, their bedding was nice. Yeah.
Beds were very comfortable.
Everything about I really did like
I would
the rooms a
100%
lot.
go back there. I'm sure that we will. I could absolutely see it being a
Tradition.
4th of July tradition without a shadow of a
Hands
doubt.
down. Yeah.
Then when we left,
Well, here's the thing. So we came back on 4th of July.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's
And they do event parking. So people could pay to park there to go down to the beach. So that was obviously overwhelming for the staff. And in the meantime, because we were coming back, they have the little thing attached to your key. It had fallen off my key.
Megan lost it, is what she means to say.
Actually, I did find it when we got home, but
Where was it?
It's in my backpack.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Anyways, so when we get there, we can't even pull in because it's so backed up and there are so many cars waiting for valet.
Well, and luckily I was driving because I just forced my way in there. Remember, to get
did.
into the driveway?
Yeah. And the guy is just obviously very overwhelmed. And he grabs our keys and puts them on our windshield.
Oh, he said just put them on the dashboard.
Yeah, he put them on our windshield.
Oh, he did it.
Yes. With nothing attached or anything. So we, being us, we want to get home early. We want to beat traffic.
We also
we're
should have
up
known. We should have known at that moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. 5 a.m. We're up. We're ready to go. We get down there at 5:30. They can't find our keys. Like they're gone.
They couldn't even find the car at first.
No, they have obviously no idea where the car is. And so we have a tracker and I'm like, sir, do you want me to walk you to the car?
Oh, and this gentleman, he was there by himself. He was newer.
Yeah, he was
And
frantic.
he was panicking.
Yeah,
Because
he was.
for whatever other reason, other psychos wanted to get out of there at 6 o'clock in the morning. So he's the only person working because no weirdos want to leave so early in the morning. But us and some more weirdos showed up. And so then he was like extra panicked
Yes.
because all these people were waiting. And at the point that you left to go help, I think it'd been about 45 minutes when you went into the garage with him.
No, it had only been about like 20.
At
But-
least 30.
at that point, it's like, okay, where's our vehicle? Like, we're ready to go. So here I am walking through this garage, right? And I'm like, well, the map shows it right here, and he's like, is this? No. So we find the car and we go to check to see if the keys are in it because he can't find the keys anywhere. And
did you unlock it with your phone?
I did. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
I could barely squeeze in because the way they park those, I don't know how they get in and out of those vehicles. No keys. And he was like, come to the lockbox, look through here. Do you see your keys? I'm like, I don't see my keys, but there's also 50 sets of keys in there. And there's a car in front of us. So then he has to find the keys to move that car.
Right, because we could have, worst case scenario, used our phone as our key.
Which turns out they do that all the time.
Yeah.
They have to replace fob keys all the time, they said, right? Because that just happens. And so he took me to the other one, looked for the keys, not there. Long story short, another guy shows up, the manager. And he's, thank goodness, finds it. But we're out an hour later after waiting down there.
With our children.
Yeah.
Waiting outside.
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So the valet, they could use some work for sure.
Well, and that's also always an independent thing usually too. Like,
oh, right. It was not the company. Yeah, right.
Which we did get charged for that day of valet that we went to Anaheim to.
Yeah.
$50 a day for valet there. It wasn't worth the phone call.
The phone call?
Yeah, because I thought about calling to be like, hey, we didn't even stay here.
Oh,
you're welcome to call if you'd like.
Yeah. But yeah, valet definitely worst part of the stay for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time. Anything that took place under the porte cochere was not a good experience.
No.
But if you are in the market for an incredible summer getaway, Hilton Waterfront is awesome. The beach was also great. Waves were big enough you could boogie board, but not so big that it was scary. And you could go out, and the water was cold. Once you're in it, it was okay. The beach sand was good. Like, it was, all of that was a great experience.
Yeah.
And as far as 4th of July's go, I've never been anywhere that was better than that.
Yeah, totally.
And there's a mall,
the Pacific.
Yeah, the Pacific Coast Mall right next door has a bunch of great shops and really great restaurants with beautiful views.
Yeah.
All in, it was just a great stay.
Yeah, it's a great place.
So what would you say Hilton Waterfront does the best?
Ooh, I would say the amenities, right?
Yeah,
like more
creating
than anything.
The hotel as a destination.
Yes.
Because one of those properties you can go, and I almost don't even consider the beach leaving the hotel because it's like across the street.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like you could park your car and never need it again. True. Outside of us going to Anaheim, we never needed our vehicle ever again.
Yeah, we never got in our vehicle. Yeah,
we just enjoyed the property, walked to the beach or walked to the mall.
Right.
Never needed the car.
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty
they really
awesome.
offer, you just come and you stay and have fun.
And when we stayed there before, we did have one of those 1-bedrooms, and those rooms are great too.
Yeah, that was super awesome.
The rooms are really good, and they even have a rooftop bar that we didn't get the opportunity to go to. So a bunch of great offerings, definitely on my list of.
And they're pet friendly.
That's true.
We did see a ton
of dogs. And I never smelt dogs or felt like it was too much. Like, they did obviously just a great job with maintaining the property.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, well, that wraps up our episode, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the Hilton Waterfront in Huntington Beach. Go check it out. I highly recommend it.